There she is. Okay. So the next thing I want to talk to you guys about is something that's actually really important. And I like to call it the thumbprint of a party. And what that means is it means that like a party needs to have a plan. And I think some of you guys, you haven't necessarily been trained in the home party land, which is totally okay, but that you've been trained in the digital land, which is, like I said, totally okay. But the digital land gives you a little bit of freedom. And sometimes that's not a good thing. Like, because you don't really know what you're doing. And so you just kind of woohoo, ad hoc, like throw crap on a party, like you're just posting wild stuff and you don't realize there's actually a plan and there's a reason, there's a layout to what is actually good in a party. Now, in a home party, yeah, I mean, you could be, I guess, ad hoc all over the place. It would be a disaster, but you would learn real quickly that you got to have kind of a plan for how the party kind of has to go for it to be successful. So I'm going to teach you what the thumbprint of a party means. What does a plan mean? And then I've got Teena Bambolo, one of our org leaders, who does great parties, and who also I've known for a really long time. And I happen to have trained her in the home party land too. She's going to translate. I'm going to give you the whole thing of it. Then she's going to translate it into kind of like a Facebook party and the layout of that. And being somebody who doesn't necessarily use the template. And I want to say that on purpose because the template's amazing. But some of you guys don't want to use it, or you just want to pick a couple things off it. That's totally okay. So I want to make sure you understand that that's not what I'm talking about. I'm not saying that, oh, you have to use the exact template or else. The template is what the template is so beautiful for. And we're so thankful for Christy, and we're so thankful for her big heart. And we're so thankful that she puts a lot of hours and time into that. And she doesn't just share it with her whole team. She shares it with all of Rock On. And like you hear me say, you heard Heidi just say, you'll hear Janelle, Stephanie, anybody say today, we're better together. She doesn't just make it for her team and keep it in her little team. She shares it with all of Rock On. She doesn't have to do that, but she does. And we're very grateful to her. So always remember to be kind and thankful when you use things that people share. When our leaders share, please be kind and thankful. Please don't be demanding. Like remember, they don't have to share all that. They do it out of the kindness of their heart. And I'm so thankful for that. So Chrissy makes a template because if you're brand new and you don't know anything from Adam, like you don't even know how to do a Facebook party. And maybe the person that signed you up was a little like all over the place. I don't even know. Maybe they didn't give you a party. The beauty of being big is that we're big and we're powerful. Sometimes the unfortunate part about being big is little weird things happen in pockets. And I don't know that somebody didn't get trained well or something because I can't be everywhere. I try really hard, but it's just not possible. So, so the template gives you like a format. Okay. And so if you're brand new and you don't know how to do anything, you can literally cut and paste and kind of like just build an exact party. But as you go, the beauty of this business is that we're unique, right? So like if I'm talking to Heidi and she's doing a Facebook party, I guarantee you Heidi doesn't do the template exactly the way it is because she puts her own personality into it. She has her own feelings and her own thoughts. But I guarantee you she goes to the template and she takes things out of it that she likes, right? But she has a plan, right? She's taking some pieces that she likes and she's putting other things that are her personality or the things that her version of whatever. But she isn't just ad hoc throwing stuff at it. She has a plan. She has a thumbprint of her party. So what does the thumbprint of a party mean? A thumbprint of a party means that there's three equal parts to a party, but they're not equal in chunks. So you don't talk about, all you talk about is product, then all you talk about is recruiting, and then all you talk about is dating parties. You don't do it in three huge chunks like that. It should be equal parts selling, equal parts booking parties, equal parts recruiting. So if you're a big, fantastic seller, you're having these $1,000 parties, but every 5 minutes you have to keep going and getting new parties, you're not doing an effective job of the thumbprint of the party because you're not booking parties off your party. So you're doing a great job selling if you can get in front of people, but then you're constantly running out of parties because you're not doing a good job of selling the party. Part of it is you're not just selling the product, you're selling the opportunity to join our business. You're selling the opportunity to have a party and get stuff for free and half price. This is all part of the party process. And if you miss one chunk, or if you're a fantastic seller and you can book parties like no tomorrow, but you can't grow a team, you're missing part of the thumbprint of the party. You're not recruiting. You're not selling them on why they need to join our team. You're not putting that in there. And it's not just one post. Well, I post one post about it. That's not it, guys. That's not it. It's all the things. Like if you watch me do a demo on Fridge Smart and I'm at a party and I'm sitting there and I'm demoing it, I'm going to talk about all the pieces and why you need the whole piece, because we don't want to sell one piece. We want to sell the whole set, right? Because we're set sellers and people need the whole set. But if you don't talk to why they need all the pieces, they buy one piece. So we're going to talk to the set. But then as I'm talking, I'm going to say, you know, one of the beautiful things about our company is that when you host a party, you earn free and half price stuff, right? And when you earn free and half price stuff, you can half price any item number that's in the main catalog. And when Tupperware puts things together, they put together sets. So this Fridge Smart set isn't one item number, and you can half price any item number. So you can half price items or sets in the catalog. So if you're going to have a party, you can have it with great value, and you can find your biggest, favorite, most whatever expensive set, and you can get it for half price just for hosting a Tupperware party, right? And then you keep talking about Fridge Smart and all the things you need, and then you say, or you know what? Wholesale price is better than retail price. So if you're going to want more, you can purchase at a wholesale price. Or we have this fantastic program in the first 3 months of business where you can earn almost all the Tupperware you could ever need, honestly, for free in our Confident Start program. So you don't even have to pay it for half price or wholesale. You can actually just get it free. Like, it's amazing. And then you keep talking. So now you've, at the very beginning, you've talked to the people that want to buy and they're going to order that Tupperware today and they're super excited, right? And then you've talked to the people that are sitting there going, man, I want to order it, but $94 for that set. Oh, I don't know. Like, but that seems like a lot. Oh, but 45 doesn't seem so bad all of a sudden, right? Or whatever. Like, so when somebody's looking at something and they're like, this seems like a big dollar, or like the Micro Pro Grill and you're showing it like $199. Man, I want that thing, but do I want it for $200? Oh, but $100. Like, I'm in, like, I can play that game, right? Or, oh, I could get it for free. So then you got the girl over here who doesn't have two dimes to rub together. She came because she loves her friend. She's a warm body in the room, but she doesn't have any money. And her husband just lost his job and blah, 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 blah. And she wants everything desperately. And you just told her that in her first 3 months of business, she could get more Tupperware for free than she would ever need. Now there's, and she's, you're going to say, and this Micro Pro Grill is in here. Like, it's in the free stop, like you could get it, right? Or whatever. And so now all of a sudden she's sitting there going, oh, maybe I want to join this team. Maybe I want to like get all the Tupperware I need. So do you see how I'm like, I can do one demo and I'm sprinkling all the things into it, right? So you got to find a way to do that in a Facebook party as well, because it's not just a post. Now, it's not just only the sprinkling. A thumbprint of a party is also the, it is also the post, or it's also the ask me a question about my job. So when I'm going to do a Facebook party or a home party, I'm going to play ask me a question about my job. That's what I'm going to do, right? Ask me a question about my job. At a home party, I'm going to have citrus peelers in my hand. And I always say there's no losers, only winners at my party. So everybody needs to get something for fun at a home party. So I'm going to say, ask me a question about my job. You can ask me any question you want. You just can't ask me about product for 1 second. So ask me a question about my job, and I'm gonna give you a citrus peeler. And they want what's in my hand, right? Show them what a citrus peeler does, that you peel an orange and you don't have to bite into it or stick your nails into it. And then they want it, right? Everybody wants 5 of them. And then I talk about all the other things citrus peelers do, like they pop the hard wax out of a Scentsy warmer. They get at a party light. They have those little metal discs at the bottom of that the candle burns down to. It pops that out without busting a votive holder. Not that I've ever done that. It, like, you can get into the grooves of lids. You can clean around the edge of your sink. Like the bottom side of the citrus peeler is kind of epic. Somebody told me you could pick your teeth with it. I'm like, that's so disgusting. But anyway, whatever it is that you want to do with the citrus peeler, you can. But I always talk about something like that. And then I say, you all want one. Now, with a Facebook party, you may not want to have to mail out a citrus peeler to every single person at the party. You may want to, I don't know, it's your choice. But let's say you don't want to, you can say, like, you're going to get, 10 extra tickets into the drawing, and I'm going to draw 1 winner, or I'm going to, draw for 3 citrus peelers. I don't know, however you want to do it. If you are ever mailing a catalog, the easiest way to mail a citrus peeler is tuck it into the inside of a catalog. So if I had a catalog, I have one over there, but I'm not going to hop up and get it. Just open a catalog up and stick it down the middle in the tines, and then stick it in. It's still a flat envelope because the post office doesn't fill the lump. So it's cheap. So you mail the catalog in as a flat envelope for in first class mail. It's like $1 or something. I can't remember, maybe a little bit more than $1. It's not a package, but it's a flat envelope. And the citrus peeler, because it's down inside the middle of it, doesn't, they can't feel it. It's a cheat. There you go. So if I'm going to send a citrus peeler, I send it in a catalog. That's just how I do it. So anyway, long story short, that's what I do. And I'm going to stop and have a segment on it. Now, it's really important that I have that segment in the middle of the party. If you start off a party with recruiting, nobody is going to listen to you. Okay. So if you start off a party and you're like, so you should join my team, and blah, blah, they're like, I'm out. I'm off this party. I'm not going to listen. I'm not going to, like, whether it's in a home, whether I start that at a home party or whether I start that with a Facebook party, they're not going to listen. The human brain is like, it's a fascinating thing. And we're processing information all the time. But when we're processing information, you can talk about one topic and then you have to actually switch and do something else for the brain to process what was being said over here. So you may think you're thinking about this over here, but actually you're processing what the last 15 minutes in the back of your mind heard. So in order, the brain only holds like 15 minutes worth. So, and processes. So you have to switch topics for it to stop. If you keep going on one topic for too long, like your brain does, they lose it all. So you talk about something and then you stop and go, now we're going to play a game. We're going to do this, ask me a question about my job kind of thing in the middle of the party. So I find that the middle of the party is the perfect place when in the thumbprint of the party. You want to start with some kind of an introduction, always Facebook party or home party, start with an introduction. And then you need to go into some kind of sale, right? A bigger ticket item, whatever. And then you want to have like recruiting in the middle. And then you want to have another sale item. So personally, I start with an introduction. I do a big ticket item, right? I'll do usually a commercial for I don't even know, commercial. I always do a commercial for I might pick my coffee commuter mug, the metal one, and do a commercial. Like, here's a commercial for everybody needs one of these commuter mugs, right? Like, cause it's the bomb, and I talk about it. Then I do like a big ticket item. So we're talking about Fridge Smart, Benton's, pick one. You only need to do one big ticket item, hard sell them on it. Like, this is why you need this in your home. Everybody needs this. So if they came for just like a cheese grater, now they're like, dang it, I need Fridge Smart. My produce is rotting, right? And then you stop and do recruiting, right? Then you do here's what's on sale. Like, because now I've already let's say that I saw the Fridge Smart and I'm like, I'm going to have a party or I'm going to whatever for the Fridge Smart, let's just say. So they've checked out of, I don't need to buy anything because I'm going to have a party. Well, then you do, here's what's on sale and here's what ends in 2 days or whatever. Like, here, you got to buy this. So here's my reason to purchase, because there's a thing called party etiquette. And we those of us that have been around for a while, we get frustrated because we have to train people on party etiquette sometimes. I'm like, I feel like you should just know this. It's sort of like a thing that your mom should have taught you when you were 5, but unfortunately not everybody knows. And that's if you come to somebody's party, you should either book a party or buy something. You should not say out loud, well, I'm not going to buy anything because I'm booking my own party. Rude. Like, you're rude. Like, it's just like, it is a thing. So you should at least buy something or book a party because you came to the party. It's just what you do, right? Because you're totally hosing your friend up if you're like, yeah, I'm not going to buy anything or book a party or any, like, you just, And what you don't want to announce is, I'm not going to buy anything because I'm booking my own party. Like, the best thing you do is buy something that's on sale and then have your party. Your friend will come to your party and buy what's on sale at your party, and then you both get free stuff. See, that's called party etiquette, right? This is what you do. But sometimes we have to kind of train people. So they'll say to me like, well, I shouldn't buy anything because I'm having a party, right? And I'm like, well, actually, here's what you want to do. Buy what's on sale today because you can't use your free dollars for that anyway. And that'll help your friend, help her get some free stuff. And then she'll come to your party and she'll buy what's on sale at your party and you both get free stuff. It's great, right? But we have to kind of train them to do that. So, I mean, you have to just use your happy words and kind of like, so here's how it works, like, right? And then, so you then you do what's on sale, and you want to do what's on sale. And I'll even say it out loud at a party, like, here's how it works. I'm like, you want to buy what's on sale today because you can't use your free dollars for it anyway if you're a host. I mean, just say that, and then you'll help your host. She'll get her free stuff, and then you can have your own party and get the non-sale stuff for free and half price, right? And your friends will come to your party. I mean, I'll just say that in a party. I'll say that on the post. I'll say that wherever I'm doing it. And then you want to play. So you want to finish the sale stuff, right? Maybe do another commercial for a fun item that you love. And then you want to play a dating game of some sort, like, and you've been talking to them throughout the party about why they might want to book a party. So it's a warm audience. If you're not talking to them throughout the party about reasons why they might want to book a party, this is all part of the thumbprint of the party, right? Then by the time that they get to booking a party, it's a cold ask. They weren't even thinking about booking a party. So you ask them and it's like a jolt. It's like, and if I'm not prepared for your question and it's a yes or no question, I'm always going to say no, because I wasn't prepared for the question. If it's a warm ask, I've been working on it. I've been talking about all the reasons why you might want to. I've created the why. So by the time you get to me at the party, it's a warm ask and I'm ready. Oh, I'm going to say yes. Like, oh, okay. And then you close out the party, right? Then you close the deal and you sell them on all the things and do all the follow-up and all that stuff. So anyway, that is kind of the thumbprint of a party, in that it needs to, and you can move the things around a little, you don't do it exactly the same way I do it, but you have to have a plan. And I think what is important for you guys to understand, and I'm going to have Teena talk to you now, like her plan kind of when she does a party, and it's not going to look exactly like I just said, but it's going to have, you're going to notice it has similar tips to it. It's not just, I just threw a bunch of posts and whatever, and then said, okay, do you guys want to order? Because I'm cute, like it's not like that. So when you're attending a party, and I think this is the rub with Facebook, is that it's easy to just ad hoc grab stuff and just throw it out there and just have a party mess. And then you can't figure out why you got a $200 party, right? Well, you have a $200 party because you vomited at them. You didn't sell them any one thing. You didn't get them so excited about Fridge Smart in their life. You showed them 72 of our biggest, awesome, most products, and they're twitching. They came for a cheese grater. They don't even know what they want to buy at this point because there's information overload and it's so much stuff, right? So it's so important to have a plan. And they'll say to me, like, what about this product? And I'm like, well, let's talk about that one at your party. Oh, snap, right? I'm not going to sit there and demo and talk about on a party every single thing we have. I'm not, because you leave me nothing to talk about at the next party. I want every time they come to a party, there's something new. Like, oh my gosh, I just thought, well, I'm coming to help my friend. I'll buy like one thing or something on sale. And then she didn't talk about the vent and serve, and I warm up everything in my life. And now I need these. And like, oh my gosh, right? Like I told you earlier, like Heidi was talking about the modulars. They come back to buy a couple more modular pieces. They're working on their pantry. And then they're like, well, I mean, I used to have them say this to me. It was so awesome. I'd be at a party and I'd be demoing, like, I just go nuts on something. Well, you didn't talk about that at the last party. No fair. And I was like, how is that no fair? Like, it's just something new. I'm like, come to the next one, you'll learn something else. Like, my point is that parties need to like always be evolving and always be different and always be just like they need to learn something. If you're always doing exactly the same thing, is 100% cookie cutter, and they don't learn anything new, they stop coming. They don't come back to their 5 friends. But if they're constantly learning, they book a party and they say, it's okay to their friends. You can have a party because she talks about something different at your party. It'll be fun. I'll come because I want to learn. So do you see the difference? Like, do you understand what I'm saying with the thumbprint of a party, and how important it is? And like, I'm trying to like reel you back in from the Facebook land, in the sense that like, it's too easy to just grab what you want and just throw it ad hoc at some party and then not understand why you're not having good parties. I would go into a home and have a party and rarely come out. And Heidi could say this back. She would agree with me on this, because she did tons of home parties. Stephanie would pop on here. I'm 90% she'll agree with me as well. Is I don't walk in and come out with $200 in orders. It's not, I mean, I'm not saying it's never happened, but when I walk into a home party and I show them all the things, and if you have 10 people in a room with me, I'm going to walk out with $800 in orders. Easy. It just is. That's just how it is. And I'm not saying you never have a smaller party. I'm just saying that's the challenge with Facebook parties, is you'll have all these 200, like it's not even a whole party or whatever. And part of it is in how it's being demoed and displayed, in that we were getting better information to them. Does that make sense? And so I want you can do this in a home party. So like when Janelle goes and does a messenger party, it's not uncommon for her to have an $800,000 messenger party, because she's being very specific. She's not showing every item in the whole entire catalog. She's interacting with them like a home party, right? I'm sure Heidi does the same thing when she does messenger parties. I just haven't talked to her about them, but like she's being very specific. She's got a thumbprint of a party, right? And maybe you take her like Janelle has like a, once again, it's a template. The point of it is that you do the template once and then you add, then you adjust it a little bit and you put, today we're going to talk about event and serve. And tomorrow, my party that you book tomorrow, we'll demo Fridge Smart. And then the next day it's going to be modular mates. And that's going to be, I mean, right now I'd be doing modular mates at every party, no matter what. Like that would be a thing because they need them in their life. Like everybody needs them in their life because we're not trying to have bugs. Like it's just not a thing. Right. So anyway, I get kind of passionate about this because I am good at it. I'm really good at home parties. I'm really good at demoing. I'm really good at all of that. And I want you guys to be good at it too. And I want you to have great parties. Like, I don't want you to spend your time and be like, I had to do 10 parties to get $1,000 in sales. That's such a waste of time. Like, you don't need to do 10. I want you to do 10 parties, but my gosh, what if they were all $1,000 in sales? Like, I want you to be successful. And if you don't have to do so many to get the dollars, you can do a lot and get high dollars. And then all of a sudden, like, oh my gosh, I'm a top seller. Like, you don't have to, I mean, like Heidi could attest to you, you don't have to do 100 parties to have a $10,000 month. Like, you just have to be good at it. Be good at the parties you do. You can do 100 parties if you want, but if my girls that are really good at parties did 100 parties, they'd be selling 100,000 is what I'm trying to say. Like, so anyway, I get kind of passionate. I'll get off my soapbox, but I want to pop over and let Teena Bambolo train for you just a second. She's going to train on, she does really good parties and she has a thumbprint of the party. It looks maybe just a little bit different than my parties, and but not different in the sense that we're all going to tweak them and kind of make them our own. And she's got the ways she's going to throw the recruiting in, the dating, all of that. And I will tell you this about Teena Bambolo. She does not leave a party without 2 to 5 bookings off of her party. And that's how I was when I was doing home parties all the time. I was like, I'm not trying to walk out of here with no parties because my business dead ends when I don't have parties. And then I got to go scramble and get parties. And nobody wants to be in that constant scrambling business. And I know Teena does not like to be in that constant scrambling business. So she's a great party dater. She's a great recruiter. She's a great, like all of the things, right? So I asked her if she'd come in and kind of take my thumbprint of the party training, which you can use for Facebook, you can use for home parties, but really kind of 100%, like, here's what it looks like for her in a Facebook party. So take it away, Teena.
Can you all hear me? Can you hear me? Okay. So yeah, when Kirstin first recruited me, I had sold Tupperware before, and I'd only done home parties. And I had been to a couple of Kirstin's parties. She'd done parties at my house. So I had seen them. So I had seen her demos, the way she talked to people, the way she interacted with people. And so when I came back, it wasn't hard for me to know about the product. Like, some of you are brand new and like the Fridge Smart, like one thing. And that's fine. Like, you'll learn as you go, but it wasn't something that I had to learn. But what I did have to learn was the Facebook thing. And I had also been a Beachbody coach before for fitness. And so we had done like fitness challenges in groups. So I sort of knew how to do that and how to lose people quickly. So when Kirstin's talking about these thumbprints, the thing that I think is really important is if you're brand new, to use the template, definitely, because sometimes you'll just vomit the photos and the videos, and like you'll have 10 or 12 in a day, and like the people can't keep up, and they're like overwhelmed by the amount of information that you're sharing with them. And I am a very bullet point kind of person. I don't want 300 words to describe something. I want like 5 bullet points. And so sometimes what happens for me, and because I know the products, I like the templates because it's like, post at 7 o'clock, post at 11 o'clock, post at 2 o'clock, post at 7 o'clock. And it's not like you're not vomiting on them necessarily. I will tweak the verbiage because I want it to sound like me. And you'll be able to do that once you know how to do products, and like you've seen them and you get them in your home and you try them and you do X, Y, Z with it. Kirstin wants like the chopper that you grab and you spin around, the Power Chef, I think is what it is. I do not like big lettuce. I know that sounds funny, but I don't. I like chopped salad. And so one day I told Kirstin, I was like, oh my gosh, I took the chopper and I put lettuce in there and I spun it around a couple times and I had chopped lettuce, and it wasn't like these big chunks of lettuce that the dressing goes flying on your face. And she was like, oh my gosh, you have to share that in your home parties. And she remembered that. She like reminded me like a month ago about it. Literally, I told her that the first time I sold it, like 10 or 15 years ago. Like, it was funny that she remembered that, but like, that's a personal experience of mine that I'm going to share in my group so that they know that I'm sincere. So the one thing, somebody had trained on it once and they said, sometimes I do like themed parties, which I think are really cool. Heidi Meyer puts stuff together like that once in a while. She did like an Easter one and she let me see the Easter stuff, and it was really cool and I like it. And so I thought, you know what, like, instead of doing like, I may do a few big things in one day. Like Kirstin said, do like a small thing and then a big thing and then some recruiting stuff. So what I've been doing, and I kind of like it, is like I'll do Fun Day Friday and do items that I think are fun. Like maybe the cold brew is fun for me or something like that. Or Saturday staples. And I will show like Modular Mates, Fridge Smart, the choppers, maybe the mandolin, things that have been with Tupperware forever. They're staples in Tupperware. So I'll do Staples Saturday, and I'll do like Sunday specials, and I'll do all the specials that day so that it's all on one day and they can kind of go through it. So it's not like there's one on Monday, there's one on Tuesday, there's like, it's all over the place. Now I know sometimes like it's good to show Fridge Smart and then show, if there's a Fridge Smart deal, I'll do those together. But I just like to, I've been thinking, I like the day themes a little bit. And it seems like the customers like it. Like, oh yeah, I know that staple. And then like they know that the specials are coming. Or maybe I'll do Thursday specials. Like, it doesn't really matter the days necessarily. Sometimes I like to do the specials on the front end, because normally in my parties, when the host is inviting them, those people are engaged that day. They're engaged on Thursday or Friday when I start my parties, and I don't want to lose them. So, or I'll do staples the first day, and then I'm like, hey, the sales are coming tomorrow. So it'll keep them engaged and keep them coming back the next day. The one thing that Kirstin was talking about is I hate to not have parties booked off parties. And so I'm very consistent with that part in the party. So if somebody says, oh my gosh, that micro pro grill is so cool, I'm literally going to comment immediately the second that they say that and say, oh my gosh, you know what? You could totally earn that for half price if you booked your own party. I just dropped it, right? I just dropped the spot there, like, and I just let it go. Somebody says something about Fridge Smart, and I'm like, oh my gosh, guess what? Like, you could totally earn that set for half price if you booked a party. Like, so I do use the book a party post, and that keychain photo that's now in there that I think Chrissy put in. Oh my gosh, come on. Like, it's so good to book parties. Because I told Kirstin, like, at a home party, what we used to do is have like $2 spatulas that you buy at like the dollar store. Actually, $1 spatulas. And you'd have them in a cup, and then the keychains would hang out the top. And then you'd have this booking like blitz during the party at some point. And if they pulled out a keychain, there was writing on the spatula, and it would say, if you want the keychain, book a party, or you get 10% off, or you get X, or you get to like go into my Tupperware bag of goodies that I brought and you get to pick a prize. Like, there were all these things. And I was telling Kirstin, I was like, dude, I really wish there was a way I could do that in a Facebook party. And I tried using the cup one time and it was okay. But this picture with these like really cool, I mean, the graphics are much better than what I did. And so I just feel like those keychains are really cool. So I'll maybe do a keychain post like on day 2, and then like when people are commenting on the bigger ticket items, or even like a cold brew, I'll be like, oh my gosh, you know what? If you had a party, you could get that for free. So I'm just dabbling it throughout the party. And then at the end, when they somebody had done a training and they said, and when somebody places an order, I personal message them and say thank you for their order. But somebody, maybe it was Megan, actually said, I message everybody when they join the party before they've even ordered. And I was like, you have to be careful they don't get blocked if you have a lot of people in the party, because none of them are your friends. And she goes, like, I'll message them and then I'll friend request a couple of them. And she was saying like do 5 at a time. Like, I was like, oh my God, like I never thought to like message them like thanks for joining. But you message thanks for joining, then you message thanks for ordering, then you say, hey, can I ask you one more favor? Would you book a party? Now, most of my parties that I book are from that private message. It's not from the post. It's not from the keychain post. They may say, hey, I'd like a keychain. I say, great, well, you can book a party. But most of the time it's in the follow-up after they've placed an order. Or sometimes if I've sent it and said, hey, this is the people who haven't ordered, I'll be like, hey, I was wondering if you wanted to place an order in so-and-so's party. Then and they say no. I say, well, or they say, gosh, I don't have a lot of funds right now. I'm like, you know what? What if you could still help the host by booking a party and we could get you free stuff and then it doesn't cost you anything. And they're like, okay, like they'll book a party because they have no money and they want to get it for free. So I think the key to these thumbprints is to have a plan, whatever that plan may be. It just can't be like a free for all where you post at 2 o'clock and then at 2:42 and then at 3:17 and then you're all over the place and you're showing all these things. Like either follow the template, like a big post, a booking thing, ask about my thing, a sale item, something like that, like follow that. Or maybe themed days like Saturday staples, Friday specials, whatever, something like that. That's kind of what I do. And I bullet point a lot of my stuff. So yes, I'm changing the verbiage because I like bullet points. So if you come to my party, a lot of my things are going to be bullet points. They're not going to be these long paragraphs of information because I feel like I start to lose people. Like it's too much to read. And there's all these studies that show if you don't get their attention in the first like 10 seconds, you lose them. So like, I just want to be like, here's the 5 things that I think are great about this product. Here's a video, go watch it. And then the other thing that I will say about it that I'm pretty intentional about is I want people to engage. Like, I don't want to just be posting all this stuff and nobody's ever saying anything. So I have to incentivize them. So some of the posts, and I think it used to be like, hey, get 2 party entries for this, get 4 party entries for that. But I felt like that was too hard for me because I work full time, plus I do Tupperware, plus I have 2 kids who are super busy with sports. Like I didn't have time to like figure out how many entries to put into a drawing, to do a drawing, to give you a prize. So I like to do points. And then I like to do some big posts, like some big point earning posts. So if somebody does comment on that, I know, oh, they just got 300 points. So, and then if nobody else is like, I know that person won, I don't need to go back and count everything because this one person's commenting on all the things, or if these 2 people commented on the 5 biggest party points posts. So, but on the sale items, if you go, oh, look at this great sale that's going on, and you don't ask a question, they don't respond. Then you can't ask about booking a party. You can't tell them that they're going to get something for free. Like, so on every single post, I make it a party point earning post. So I always add that to every single post so that I'm getting them to engage. And then I saw a post and said, hey, don't forget to go back up in the party and look at all the posts to make sure you can earn points so that you don't miss out, because I'm going to give away free Tupperware to somebody, whoever has the most points. So I'll say that a couple of times in the party as well as part of my thumbprint to remind people to go back up and read the posts and comment to earn points so that they can earn free Tupperware. Because let's be clear, everybody loves free. So I think that's really my thumbprint. I am, I don't like to go into a BST if I don't have to. Now, let's be clear. I've went into some BSTs and had some great, I've recruited people. I have somebody who's a manager from a BST. I had $1,000 party from a BST recently. And that party I booked 6 parties off of that. And so that party chain or train is still going on from that BST. So don't be afraid of the BST. Sometimes it blows up in your face and you just go to another one. And sometimes it's fantastic and you can stay in that one. So just know that. And yeah, I don't know, Kirstin, is that what you had in mind? I can't hear you.
Yes, I was sorry, I had to unmute. Hold on 1 second. I'm giving Stephanie a heads up. Just a second, because she's next. Okay. Yes, that's exactly what I had in mind.
Buy, sell, trade is what a BST is.
Yes, buy, sell, trade is what a BST is. And like she's right. And so I talked about this earlier. You really want to do the buy, sell, trades, get your parties, and then like Teena said, get a handle on it, book parties off it, and you don't got to go back there. And I'm not saying that like there's anything wrong with it, because there's not. It's just not the part of your business you want to be living in, because it's a scramble. It's perfect for I have nothing and I have to rebuild. When so somebody says to me like, well, I tried direct sales before, but then when I ran out of parties, I couldn't find any. Like, right? I always hear that, and I'm like, I can teach you ways to get parties. And they're like, I don't want to sell to my friends and family. You don't have to. Like, we can teach you other ways. This is one of the ways, but we want to get to parties and then live in our home party business. And unless you recruit yourself out of your parties, which that's okay. Like if I recruit all of my hosts and I give all the bookings off of it to them, I have to go find some more parties. Then that's a good time to be going back to the buy sell trade groups. What I don't want is I don't want to see you every single week having to go to the buy sell trade groups because you never book parties off of your parties. That's where we're missing the thumbprint of the party. And what I was talking about is so passionately. So Teena makes sure I'm telling you, she had to go back. She dried up one time, like one time was one time too many for her. And I had to send her back to the buy sell trade groups. And she said, Kirstin, I will never have to do that again. You just watch me. I'm going to book 2 parties at least off of every single party because I'm not playing like that again. And this little girl's stubborn. And when she decides she's going to do something, I'm just saying, she always has a full calendar. Funny little thing. Funny how that is, right? Because she's not trying to play. So you can control that. When people tell me like, oh, I ran out, I'm like, you can control that. I'm not saying every single party you always 100% have a success, but it should be 95. I'm just saying. Like I didn't leave home parties without parties either. I walked out of every home party with 2 to 5 parties. Like it just was a thing because I wasn't trying to dry up my business, right?
And the thing is that you said, Kirstin, earlier, and maybe you've mentioned to me before, but you're like, Teena, it's a warm market. And that's what I was like, when you said that, like, I mean, I guess I probably knew that innately, but like, I was like, oh yeah, like it is like they're there, they joined. Like if they got invited, they didn't have to come. So they did come. So like at the end of the day, most people who come to a home party think at some point you're gonna ask about booking a party. So like they, but it's like that warm thing where like if you go into a BST, I guarantee you, like, listen.
It's like you're talking to people. It's like you're talking to people in a mall.
Somebody's going to be a jerk. You got to
right?
have a little bit of a tough skin because there's going to be 50 people that aren't. But there's going to be somebody mean in there.
I feel like the BST is like the kiosk in the mall. Like it's not a warm market. They're kind of attacking you as you walk by. You know what I mean? Like you're going to get some good stuff out of it, but you got to work harder at it. So do the thumbprint of the party, people. Book parties. You got this. You can do it. Okay. So thank you so much for training, Teena. You did a great job. Let's Janelle's gonna grab us a couple more drawing winners real quick while I change